Okay, so I just hired a business mentor and they challenged me to make a video of something very difficult, something very personal, something that I would never share in a video or even more here on Facebook. I understand this challenge. They want me to get out of my comfort zone and maybe even help people with what I'm going to share. I decided to share with you about maybe one of the reasons that took me to choose my nutrition college. I don't know exactly how everything started, so that's why I'm gonna share with you the whole story until today. I hope you can follow. So, when I was young, like 14, 13, 15 years old, I used to have a lot of friends. And I also used to have different groups of friends. I had one group that we used to bike, we used to hike, we used to camp, we used to play on the mud, and so on. It was always fun. And I had another group that I used to love them as well, but we were more concerned about our body. We were used to dress better, we used to just talk about silly stuff, and so on. I remember that we also used to dress the same way. I have pictures today, everybody with the white shirt and the same kind of shorts, and so on. So time passed, I started having a lot of IBS symptoms. I started feeling bloated, having a lot of gas. I remember laying down on bed and my mom was rubbing my tummy because I had terrible gas pain. I was all the time constipated uh, and feeling lack of energy. My parents, they were even impressed because the, I was the one all the time, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, but I suddenly changed. Um, so with this bloating and constipation, plus my period was coming. And at that time, I didn't know that average girl, they gain around 30 to 50 pounds 2 years before their period and 2 years after their period coming. I don't know why we don't have this knowledge. So my period came and I started having terrible PMS, terrible cramps, and my emotion was going up and down, up and down. I was going crazy a few days per month. I went to some doctors to find out why I was having such terrible PMS, and I went to another doctor to find out about my gas, my bloating, my constipation. And in a nutshell, they told me eat more fiber and drink more water. Okay. So hang out more with that group of friends that was more concerned about the body. I also start to be more concerned about my own body. Uh, I start to take laxatives, even more because of my constipation and bloating. I was always skinny, but I always had that belly, so laxative was a really good idea for me at that time. I remember like almost every Friday we used to take laxative because on the weekend we were going to a club or we were going to a party and we had to be slim. So time passes, I moved out of my hometown and I was trying to get into nutrition college. It was when I started searching more when I was by myself and started observing my, my reaction towards food, my relationship with food. So I found out, I didn't name myself this, but I found out that maybe I had binge eating. So at that school that I was going through, preparing for my college, they were offering psychologist consultation. I decided to sign up and go see the psychologist. I went to his consultation and I felt judged, I felt misunderstood. So after that, I I have never shared with anybody until today now on this video. Um, at that time I was eating maybe a whole package of cookies. I was eating a whole package of Doritos, pizza, and I was feeling guilt, feeling as a failure after. Um, so, uh, so on my vacation time, I went to travel to the north coast of Brazil, to an island that we call Morro de São Paulo. I traveled with my family and with some relatives, and I was sharing that I decided to go to nutrition college. One of my dad's nephew, he started telling me, hey, like if you want to be a nutritionist, you better lose this belly fat. And I was like I was skinny, and of course, yeah, I had the belly fat, but I wasn't overweight or anything. But he told me, yeah, because you gotta have six pack. You wanna people paying you, they gotta see a nice body. So okay. So after that trip, I believe that was when I started using different methods of purging. So I started inducing vomit. So I was eating maybe like 6 calories at once and going to the bathroom and vomiting. Since I was living by myself, that was easy. But when I was visiting my parents, of course, I want to be eating my mom's delicious food. Sorry. So I was eating. And hiding after in the bathroom, trying to find ways so that they don't find out what I was doing after the meal. Uh, Sorry. So I did not have control over my eating. Uh, my emotional eating wasn't all the time bad. So that's why I didn't consider I had maybe that's the reason that I never looked for more help, because I never considered my eating disorder serious. So I'm sorry, it started raining. I hope you can hear me. Uh, so I had long periods that I didn't have any problem, but any kind of anxiety, any kind of stress was a trigger to take me to my emotional eating again. I went through college, I graduated, and of course, all the food policies that we learned during college, all the concept that oral food gonna kill or heal you, didn't help my emotional eating. I did stop vomiting. I did stop inducing my vomiting, but I kept with my laxative because I didn't treat my constipation or IBS. That was the only solution that I had at that time. So after college and after working at clinics, hospitals, I went to work all over the world. I had this chance to work in Singapore, in Las Palmas, in South Africa, in Brazil. I changed my career to health and safety, and I decided to move to Belize. Since here there is nothing related to safety in Belize, unfortunately, I decided to update myself again and come back with nutrition. So during this update, I started studying more about mindful eating. So I was introduced to mindful eating. I got very interested on this mindful eating, so I specialized myself and I applied everything that I learned into my own life. And this was finally that was a change in my whole life and for my whole future. Was when I felt freedom of the food policy. And this mindful eating was the motivation that I had to really go back with nutrition, really study more, update myself, and help more clients. Why? After applying mindful eating principles on my own life, now I can tell you that I don't have emotional eating anymore. My emotions does not affect the way that I related to food anymore. Today I can eat a malted chocolate piece of cake and enjoy and feel pleasure on it. And what's the best? Don't feel guilt the next day, or don't work hard at the gym the next day because I ate that piece of cake. Today I felt freedom of food. I felt the enjoyment that food can give you, the pleasure that you have when you eat food. I also treat my IBS because I learned some protocols, and it's the same protocols that I use with my clients. So I can say that finally now I'm free from this eating disorder that I had, and also from my IBS. I don't use laxatives anymore. I don't vomit. I eat what I want, when I want, and how much I want. And I can say that I don't think about food 24/7. I work with food 24/7. That's different. So I wish I had met me or maybe some mindful eating professional when I was going through all this, or any kind of person that could have helped me. Uh, I w- but I always felt that, like I told, I wasn't thinking that what I had was serious. But when I look back, I remember so many delicious dishes that I didn't have, or maybe that I didn't enjoy. So many opportunities that I had to have fun, to enjoy myself and my friends. But I was always concerned about what people gonna think of me, or what people gonna think of my body, that I am a nutritionist and I have a little body fat. So that this is sad, and I really regret not seeking help, and that's it. So if you know somebody, or if you're feeling the same way that I felt before, uh, and if there is anything that I can help you, just send me a message. That will be a pleasure to give you more information, get you out of this terrible focus of food. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching everything. I'm sorry for my emotion, and I'm sorry for the rain as well. I hope you could hear everything that I was saying. All right, thank you.